Well, hello.
All right. Are we live? We are
We
live.
we are live. How are you, sir?
Awesome. Awesome. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you?
It could be better, could be worse. It was funny.
Yeah.
I was wearing that shirt actually yesterday. There was
Oh.
yeah, there was a very strong possibility I was going to wear that today, but I wore it
Oh,
yesterday
look at that.
instead. Yep.
We didn't
It's,
even we wouldn't even coordinate it either. It would have just been by accident.
exactly. Well, I mean, let's go with that. Who are you?
Yeah, yeah. So Christian Hernandez here, developer experience lead at CodeFresh. Doing all things GitOps as of late. So here to do some more hacking. So JJ,
Yes,
what do we
and
have?
hello. Yes, hello. My name is JJ Asgar. I'm a developer advocate for IBM Cloud. I have no idea what that means. I don't think anybody else does now. Because DAs are now a massive organization of people, and the responsibilities are no longer making any sense whatsoever. So
Yeah, it seems
it's a
like a
fun one.
blanket statement now, right?
Exactly.
So it's,
Exactly. I'm a nerd that can talk to people. There you
there
go.
we go. Yeah, I always try to explain. I would say I was a tech in technical marketing before, and I would say the technical marketing is a precursor to DAs.
Oh yeah.
But I always described like when people ask like, what do you do? I was like, well, have you ever seen Office Space where that guy
Yeah.
talks to engineers? He's good at talking with people. That's literally a job. So that's like not a joke.
So
So I
true.
always try to, yeah, I always try to explain it in that aspect of I'm a people person. I'm good talking with people. So that's
Awesome.
kind of how I describe it. So how was your weekend, right? Like, so did you do anything exciting, fun, exciting?
Nothing computer related.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good stuff. I was actually kind of prepping for this too, which was always good.
Yeah.
We actually have so we only have a little bit of time to play around
Hmm.
with this, and let's actually talk about the
Yeah.
what's the good word for it? The reason why this project exists. Um,
Yeah.
so, so okay. Well, actually, before we go any farther than that, before we jump into there, let's actually talk about what we. So okay. So last episode we talked about GitOps in general, why this exists, why we're playing around with this. And
Yeah.
if you haven't had a chance to see it, scroll back to the previous episode we did, um, and we talk about it in general facts. But the TLDR, Christian, what is GitOps and why does it exist?
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of a. I always say it's a. DevOps is a culture, and
Mhm.
GitOps is that culture in practice, right? And so really is GitOps. If you haven't seen that show, yeah, go ahead. Take a look. But just kind of summarize is a way of doing CI/CD, where using Git as a source of truth and using controllers to enforce that source of truth, right? It's
Exactly.
policy driven versus imperative commands with like
Hmm.
traditional CI/CD. So that's kind of like the idea, overarching idea. And if you're using tools like Argo CD or Flux, um, it's deeply rooted in Kubernetes, right? So that's kind of like the idea there, right? That's kind of like the TLDR. If you're watching now, but go watch the previous episode as well. So if
Exactly.
you we get a little deeper than just that.
Perfect. Um, so so we are going to play with something called Fetchit today, and um, Fetchit is so I had the privilege of going to devconf.us a couple weeks ago, and I saw Sally, who is the main maintainer of Fetchit, from what I can tell, talk about it. And the moment it clicked for me, it was a single binary that does GitOps for containers. And it was basically you give it a policy of something, and you say if anything ever changes, you pull the new one down. It's a sentry in essence.
Yeah.
It's a pull instead of a push, which is useful to know. And when I saw it and it clicked, it made sense. And then we literally wanted to do this on the second episode because
Yeah.
this feels so like a great entry point into this ecosystem, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's important, right? Like we have Argo, we got Flux, we got all these really advanced systems to do all this. But if you just have some container running on some application or some VM or whatever that has like, for instance, I use something called changedetect.io. Have you seen this application?
Oh no, but I'm intrigued because
Yes.
my now I'm intrigued. Yes. So
um, so this might actually be a great opportunity for us to use change detect and get that up and running and have Fetchit keep it up to date because it turns out they roll
oh,
new images pretty regularly. So
awesome.
so if we can get Fetchit to take care of this for us, then Christian with his guitars back there, and he probably sells
Yes.
some guitars here and there. He can have something looking at like a eBay site or something like that. So whenever it changes, he gets a push notification to say the website has changed.
Oh, look at that. That's
Yeah.
really that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was reading it on Fetchit, what I really liked about it, and it's kind of a um we talk about GitOps, we talk about CI/CD, we talk about cloud native. We always think of Kubernetes, and sometimes Kubernetes doesn't make sense, especially like at the edge. Like, why do I need this entire platform when really all I want to be running is a container? And I don't want to
Exactly.
make sure that container is up to date, and I want to make sure that container is running. That's all I want. Like, why do I need the overhead of Kubernetes? Um, Especially for like these edge use cases, right? Everyone, or IoT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you think of, now I'm getting outside of the realm of, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, my expertise, but like you have like devices, and you want to be sure that they're running like whatever version you want them running.
Mm-hmm.
um but like you don't have enough resources to run a full-blown Kubernetes
Yep.
um system, right? You just want to run them in the container. So that's why I found this intriguing, right? I found Fetchit intriguing just because there's um there's this whole realm of where like GitOps would be perfect for,
Mm-hmm.
but like I don't want to run Kubernetes. So how do I do that,
Exactly.
right? So I think that's really cool. That's a really cool uh, uh use case, right? There's like a niche use case that is um that needs something like this, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I think Fetchit. I was intrigued with it, so I thought it was awesome. JJ, you said, "Hey, maybe we should do an episode on this." I'm like, "Yeah, we absolutely need to do an episode on this. Let's hack on this. Let's
Exactly.
see let's see it work."
Cool.
And
Well,
so,
you wanna share your screen, and then we
yeah,
can bring up the website and all that jazz. And we
yeah,
have a handful of people watching live, which is also
awesome.
great.
Welcome.
So I do want to throw up this wonderful little saying right here. If you have any questions or thoughts, please don't hesitate to throw them in the different chat systems we have. We have no problem with answering things live. Otherwise, you will see us wrap on and hack
Yeah,
on some
just
code.
hack on some code. So let me. I don't know which one it is. Okay, this one. Do you see GitHub?
I do. There it
Awesome.
is.
So Fetchit, yeah. So Fetchit is I think you'll drop it in the chat, right?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Okay, cool. Um so Fetchit is open source project, and it is there's a link to read the docs. So let's just read the docs here. Let's RTFM here. Um
Mhm.
so let's go to the purpose, right? And um so here it kind of like it says a problem statement, right? I'm not gonna read this out loud to you, but I guess it basically summarizes kind of like what I talked about already. There's a tech gap, right? Running containers on the host without Kubernetes, right?
Mhm.
Um, Tool that like I think you can do things like with Ansible, right? There's tools like Ansible um, that can deploy updates to a container and lights out the application. Um, but it's always, it needs to be triggered, right? It needs to
Mhm.
be there's that event driven sort of um aspect of it versus just having it be an asynchronous process. I think,
Mhm.
and that's what I think where Fetchit comes in here. It says GitOps approach to manage containers running on a single host or multiple hosts based on a Git repository. So that's what I thought. I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. You have containers, and you have something driving policy. So,
Yep.
um, so it looks like you said, right? Like I didn't see the presentation, right? I kind of just read this. It'd actually be cool to see the presentation. Hopefully, it was recorded. I'll get it from you maybe later if it was.
Actually,
Um,
I
was it
don't think so. Oh wait, hold on.
was it
I
on
don't remember if I.
DevConf or
Yeah,
was it?
it was at devconf.us, but I don't remember seeing a camera in the room.
Oh, I know they record some of them, but not all of them. So
Yeah. Mm.
so hopefully it's out there. I'll hunt for it there. But essentially, kind of like what you said, JJ. It fetches, hence the word fetch it. It's a pull design, right? It's like there's like an agent running on the host, and then it pulls the configuration. So and if we let's go to OpenGitOps.dev, right? Where I talked about some of this stuff last episode,
Mhm.
um, and that's kind of like it falls under that third principle, right? It's pulled automatically, so there's an
Mhm.
agent sitting there um, um, to pull the desired state, and that's I think what that binary does, and it tries to continuously reconcile it. So um, and since it's in Git, it's still declarative, and since it's Git, it's version immutable. So I would say this falls under the conformant to the GitOps
Mhm.
principles. So I thought I'm like, well, that's cool. Like
Yeah.
it's conformant to all this without Kubernetes. I am all in. I want to hack on this. Um, and so
Now,
uh,
I do want
mhm.
to throw out to our audience that now you might be wondering, well, so what happens if I'm using something that has okay, so you can't put this inside your container, right? And that is something that I kept going back to when I was watching the presentation. I was like,
Yeah,
well, wouldn't you want a way to like have this like as a watchdog app or something like that inside your container to look for new code to release it? No, this is designed to be outside your container and using those GitOps principles to update the container that it is the follower for, I guess is a good way to
yeah,
describe it. In a leader follower kind of way. It's the Fetchit's the leader that's like constantly polling against the registry, and then the follower. But my hands are cut off
yeah.
from the screen, but
Yeah, he
you get
goes.
the point. Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
but it's important to recognize that because it's one of those things that your mind starts wondering like, well, where does this fit? And the idea is, and
yeah,
we are beating this down to make sure it makes it very clear. This is a
yeah. Nail it.
binary
Yeah,
that sits beside your container and containers,
yeah.
so it can take care of multiple
Yeah.
ones too, which is important to know.
Yeah, what's also uh you brought up an interesting point. You're talking about like, sitting inside the container. Like, no, like your app is already built, right? That process has already happened. The app is built. And you just need something that sits outside of it to kind of like watch and orchestrate all that for you. Um so let's hear hey Penguin.
And hello, Penguin. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Hello, Penguin. And I also like let's so there's some configuration things here. Let's see if we can let me go back. I always like to do the quick start.
Mhm.
Um
I mean,
so
that's how
let's
you start any new software. You find
that's
the
it.
quick start, and if it doesn't
Yeah.
exist, you write it.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, exactly. So like people always want I always get asked is like, hey, how do I get involved in open source? Like that's like probably like one of the best things, right? Like
Mhm.
if you don't look for the quick start, if it's not there, write it. If it's there and it could use updates, submit a PR. That's like and
Exactly.
by the
Easiest
way,
way.
like easiest way and like everyone loves you for it
Hmm.
because like documentation that's always an afterthought. I mean, and not in a bad way, just because you're just, you're building software and then you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
should probably,
Well, to play off of that too,
yeah.
don't forget these developers who are especially for a younger open source project, they've
Mhm.
spent all their time in this little tunnel vision of their application, forgetting that they have to get other people to use it. So
Yes.
you come
Yeah.
in with day zero experience and you try to get it to work and you write down what you did to get it to work.
Yeah.
They're going to absolutely adore you because now you've given them user experience that they didn't even recognize that they needed. It's the best way to get an open source. It truly,
Oh.
truly is.
I think I lost audio. For
Uh-oh.
me, at least.
Hello. How about now?
You're doing it
Words?
live. 1 second.
Uh-oh.
I can switch.
It's Bluetooth, man.
No.
Bluetooth is a
This one.
problem.
No, even worse.
How about now? Words? According to my thing, it's working. We can hear your voice.
So I have these, and you probably can't. Yeah, no, I just can't hear JJ. It's the only problem here.
It's probably a good thing.
I have these wireless headphones, but like when I press them to, press them back into my ear, they go on mute or they turn off or some weird things like that. It's
That's
really
amazing.
That's a bad,
awesome.
yeah, right. So it's like a bad design flaw. There, I can hear you now.
Hey,
And so, but yeah, like that, like it's like, oh, they're falling out. Let me push them in. Oh, I'll decide to turn them off. Okay, thank you. So,
that's awesome.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, and
so,
also, as you see, this is all written with Podman. This works also with Docker containers. That is also very clear. Do not worry. We will be playing with Podman because we both have Red Hat through our veins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I spun up a VM for this to play around with this here. So let's see here. Can we go? Fetchit requires Podman socket to be running on host. Okay. So then let's kind of be showing you a little bit behind the curtain.
Did I just see virtuallyghetto.com?
I think so. Yes.
William Lamb is a rock star. That is awesome. I love that guy. He's
fantastic. Administrator.
Password 1234556. What?
Yes. Yeah. Or like the P at sign, like
Yes,
like
nice. Oh, that's awesome.
I just need to know what my VM is. No, this right here. It is 149. Okay.
Are you running this at home?
Yeah, this is my.
You actually run vCenter at home? That's awesome.
Yeah, I have. So just kind of like for all you home lab nerds, I bought this big, tower, 2 sockets, on eBay, some Dell. Well, I forget what it is. And I'm running an all-in-one vSphere. So
nice.
Let's do.
I went the Proxmox route myself.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I used to run just regular Linux with KVM. Yeah, KVM. But as like as you work with
customers instead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's where I want. and also like customers aren't running that. They're like running vSphere. Like internal, like 99% of the time when you talk to people, like, oh, we're running vSphere. I'm like, okay, well, let's see here. Enable a socket for user. Okay. So for those who don't know, systemd, you can run services as like just the user and not as root, right? So you don't have to run things as root. You can run like services as a regular user. Does not exist. Oh, I should probably like really. Podman's not even installed. So like this is like literally like I ran this running on Fedora 36. And there's 400 RPM, so it's like base install.
Turn off SE Linux.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, let's go to get enforce. It's enforcing, so like it's brand new.
And turn off the firewall.
Firewall. That's exactly yeah.
Exactly. To this day, ever since
To
this day, no SU Linux. Turn off firewall. Reboot. Okay, now I can start doing my job.
Yeah, now I can start. Yeah. Let's see here. We got. All right, Podman's running.
Don't hate me, Major. If you're watching,
Yeah.
don't hate me.
Well, I have a Set and Force 1 T-shirt. I probably should have.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Ryan Cook and Joseph. I know these guys. I'm actually working with them on another project.
Nice.
So cool. If you Ryan, if you're watching, just say what's up. He'd probably be happy that we're talking about this. Okay. So we go. All right. So and we need Podman socket. I wonder if that comes with.
I think it
Let's try it here. All right, it's there. You're right. It is. And then Fetchit requires Podman socket in the host. The socket can be enabled for a specific user or for root. All right, let's just try just a regular user and let's not do root.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I have Podman running. Fetchit can be started manually or launched via system D. Define the parameters in your home. Fetchit config.yaml. So is there a binary for this?
Yeah. It's just one Go binary.
We should probably download it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. And I'm seeing the source code, but not the.
I see source code, not the binary.
We don't have to build it, do we?
Really? Oh. Well, then I would have to install Go.
Are we going to put a PR in to make it so GitHub Actions builds it for us?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Well, is there a PR for it?
Nope.
It doesn't look like it doesn't. They look like they probably look like on stability first. Define the parameters. Launch using system.
Go.
Fetch. System D fetch it root. System D user fetch it user. Oh, so there's probably. Yeah, I'd probably have to clone this. So let's do that. It's Git. So Git not found. Okay.
Someone has a homework assignment of filling out this getting started guide from this video. I feel like
that's right. Yeah, exactly. There you go. If you're watching and you want to help, this is probably the best way to do it right now is to write all these steps down.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's do git clone fetch it. I should probably do the HTTP.
Yeah, HTTP. Yeah.
Right, fetch it good. Okay. All right, where were we? So Podman. All right, define parameters in fetchit config.yaml. Okay, so we want to first create that directory, I would imagine. And then edit that.
Yeah, it looks pretty straightforward on that one.
Yeah, target URL, containers fetch it, mensch.
Hang on, so is that for the actual container? No.
Okay, this is a copy of this, looks like. So it says target config. Should we look at the docs?
Yes. Because that doesn't smell right. Like, why would I want to build a container that build Fetchit to pull down the Fetchit container? That doesn't seem right.
Config reload. So we'll launch containers based upon their definition in a JSON file. This method is equivalent of using podman run command on the host. Multiple JSON files can be defined within a directory. So this looks like kind of what we...
Yeah.
Raw JSON. Okay.
Cook the Ryan just said system D file contains the image and pulls down Fetchit.
Oh, okay. So let me write out of this. So let's see here. Fetchit. B Fetchit user service. Oh, it does. Okay.
So wait, does that mean this is a container that runs Fetchit, that when we give it the YAML, so we don't have to build it. So it's just a
Okay.
container that comes down
Oh,
from the
it sits in the container. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. So it's
And then
like
we give it the
yeah.
YAML, the configurations of the things that we wanted to watch. We don't need to
Gotcha.
build it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
not
this,
that. Cook the Ryan. That's not who I'm assuming Ryan. That's you.
yeah.
That's not 100% clear. So we should that would be nice to make
Yeah,
that
it's
very
not
clear.
to make that clear. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you're going to use Podman in order to so target path examples file transfer. So let's well first let's actually create this YAML they're telling us to create.
Yeah.
Now I'm just gonna just like an end user. So if Ryan, if you're watching, just like an end user, I'm just gonna copy pasta what you have here. So
Mhm.
that's wrong. The copy pasta needs to be updated. Okay, so it says here file transfer, target path examples file transfer. So I imagine that's with respect to Fetchit,
Yeah.
branch made examples file transfer. So like if I go examples file transfer. So there's files here. Okay. This just looks like dummy. These are like
It's
dummy
not going to work for
files.
us though. It's not going to work for us though because we need to make a change to the update of that directory. We need to create another repo real quick and point it to that.
Oh yeah. So
yeah,
like
we can't push
yeah,
anything into this repo.
yeah, because we want to see that change, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So let's do we want to fork this? I guess let's just create a repo. Let's just create a
Yeah.
repo.
They're free,
repo.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Microsoft. Repository name. Let's call this
Fetchit demo.
yeah, Fetchit demo. Let's not mess around with it here. Fetchit demo description. Fetchit demo.
There you go.
All right, cool. Let's see here. Let's add a README just because. I will probably need to. I'll do it in another window. I'll just do this. I'm like I don't have my key on this server. I'm like, doesn't matter. It's Git, right? So
yeah,
Git
exactly.
clone. All right, let's do that. Fetch a demo. Awesome. And then let's. Okay, so I'm starting to get this here. Let's do JJ.
Sweet.
JJ. Okay, here let's do let's create a file called I don't know, test1. This is a cool text file that is in Git. Well, not currently, but I'm lying. Okay, cool. So let's git add. We're like, this is going to be superly over engineered. I'm going to sign this commit.
Nice.
Sign this commit.
You're doing it right.
There we go. I'm doing it right. Yes, we're all about good habits here, right? We're all about good habits. All right, cool. So we pushed it. JJ is now a directory. How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
You know, I feel like I should. I'm not fulfilled.
Yeah, yes. Hey, there you are, JJ. All right, cool. So then, going back to this here. So this we need to change to the need repo. So Ryan, stop me if I'm doing anything wrong here. We're going to be main. We'll just do that, and then this here would be JJ. I imagine destination. The tempter, I guess.
Do a Christian directory.
Oh, that's right. TMP Christian. There we go. Make sure the permissions are right. Hopefully, actually, let me just copy pasta this. It looks like I imagine the schedule. It looks like a cron to me. If I'm wrong, It is a
I
cron. Okay.
can verify that. I can verify that. That's a cron.
So it says file transfer. Okay, cool. That makes sense. So file transfer, where is that here? File transfer.
Okay.
File transfer method will copy files from the container to the host. This method is useful for transferring files from the container to the host to be used by the container either as startup or during runtime. Oh, I think I misunderstood this.
Yeah, me too.
Because to me, I thought what was happening is that Fetchit is basically going to put whatever files it finds in whatever directory into the destination directory on the host,
Yeah, same here.
but not.
Unless this fetch it container does that exactly when it starts up. It looks and well, let's try it. Let's find out what happens.
Yeah, let's try it here. For now, I'm gonna uncomment this. I'm gonna comment this out because we don't know what we're doing. Okay, cool. So we have. So I assume that's what's gonna happen. So let's go back over here. All right, we did this. Launched using systemd. Okay, we have that. That's awesome. And then we need to do this for the regular user. So let's do that. Okay.
According to Ryan, yes, that is correct. Fetch a container does a clone of your repo and then places it into your host system.
Okay. All right. So
And,
we weren't out of too far off then.
No, it doesn't seem. And by the way, thank you, Ryan, for being on the CodeFresh chat. Unfortunately, I have no way to pull that one in to the screen here. Computers are hard.
Yeah. Computers are hard. Yeah. So like I already found a PR thing here. It says fetchit.user and it's actually fetchit-user.service. So there's
Hit that button.
a button. PRs are welcome here. So
I'm gonna do
config.
it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that.
Oh, you're gonna get that PR in, right? Yeah, exactly.
PR.
Okay.
Then I can say I'm an open source developer.
There you go. Yeah. You want to do just look for missing periods?
Hey man, documentation's documentation.
That's right. Okay, cool. So we got that. Kill. So hopefully that works. Let's see here. Fetchit service does not exist. It's a Fetchit dash user service. Yes, it is. Okay. It's starting. It's doing something. Oh, okay. And you can manually launch it. Interesting. Oh, for file transfer, yeah. Okay, so it says right here, destination directory must exist on the host. Okay, so that's all right. And then if I do, there's no files there. All right. Let's do it is running.
Fetchit.user-service.
Yeah, dash user dot service. And the container is running, so let's take a look at it. Podman logs. Logs. All right, so it says, all right, so it did clone it. All right, cool, that's good. So that's step one. Processing git target. All right, awesome. Error moving to current latest. Failed to apply changes. Error getting tree from hash. Don't know what that means. Error getting, it's a container thing. Error getting subtree at JJ from commit from repository fetch a demo. Directory not found.
Ooh.
What?
Oh, maybe you need the whole path instead of just /JJ.
Okay. So then Is it
PR's
Fetchit?
in, by the way.
PR is in. That's Ryan. There you go. You have a PR for you. So target path, would it be /JJ or just JJ?
I would. Yeah, good question.
Demo.
Oh, stupid DCO. Ugh.
Oh, DCO. See, that's why I sign all my commits.
Yep.
By the way, you got. That's why you sign all your commits. That way, the DCO, man. All right, let's just do it like this. Just target path, and then let's restart it. Why not? User restart Fetchit -user. Okay, podman PS. All right, awesome. 5 seconds ago. Okay, logs. Going to start container. Deploying Fetchit. All right. I wonder if that is a success.
I'll put you down as a co-author on this PR.
Oh!
I'm fixing it.
Okay. All right, awesome.
Got it?
Yeah, it's there. Okay, so that is so one of the things this is just me. Oops, it's not config, it's it. So one of the things is that I would assume that would work. JJ/. So I don't know. It's just a nuance. It's a nuance, I guess. Probably not enough for a PR. Sweet. Okay, so then let's test it. So this is running, looks like every second. And this is a cron syntax. That means every second. So then we should, let's do test 2.
Sounds good.
And it sounds good. Just as good as test 1. Now with extra flavor. Yeah. I'll put that this is for you, Ryan. Okay, git add, git commit. No DCO errors here. Sign it. For Ryan, for Cook the Ryan. Push. There we go. Sweetness. And then let's tail the log.
So what email address do you want me to use?
Do christian@codefresh.io.
All right.
That should work. So here we have to wait, I don't know, a second? I'm not sure. I wonder where does this run in a loop, I guess? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's every minute, I believe.
Okay.
It's a while loop, I believe.
Yeah, while true, do.
Pretty much. Yep.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, there's doing something. Starting container, test 2. Oh, awesome. Okay, Christian. There it is, test 2.
There you go.
This is for you, Ryan. Awesome. All right, so this is pretty straightforward. So this basically here, what we did, the configuration we did was, looks like there's a few modules. What would be a good way to call this? Ryan, if you're still watching, what should we call, like, modules? I don't know what to call this, but I guess for now, this file transfer setting thing
I call
is
this
basically stanzas.
Yeah.
This stanza here is file transfer stanza. It says, all right, take this git repo, take the files that are here, I guess file transfer makes sense, and put them in from this directory to that directory. And you schedule it every once in a while, right? And so let's do some containers. All right, we're in the world of containers. And what are the methods here?
So ridiculous.
Raw. I think raw.
Yes.
raw target method will launch. Did you hold on, let's see if your PR is there.
Ryan called them methods, by the way.
Methods. Okay, there you go. Methods. Sweet.
Oh, and he issued he linked version or issue 201, by the way. If you want to bring that up real quick.
Oh, 201. Let's do it. Issues. And then /2001. Oh, there you go. It's already there from June. So he already knows. June 14. Cool. So here. So I wonder why this is called raw instead of containers, but
I mean, you don't have to do a container, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. So let's see here. So it says, all right. So this is similar to, let's look at the YAML. So raw. A name, raw example. Okay.
What is in that?
Oh, interesting.
What is in that?
Oh, it's. Oh, I wonder. Can you have? I guess. My question to Ryan, is can you have can you do multiple URLs? I imagine so. It looks like it's just an array. So I can have I don't know, maybe so this is me. This is my brain kind of just chewing on the fact is this a mono repo design or a poly repo, right? Like, do you have one repo with all your stuff in it? Or is this, can you have multiple repos with multiple things depending? But let's just go with the example they have there for now. That's a existential question. Examples raw, and then the same schedule, right? Okay, so let's do.
Yeah, if you go into that examples raw directory, it's 2 YAML and 2 JSON files. Looking, they're just running. That second one, colors 2. That one's interesting.
Oh, okay, cool. So Docker container.
Mm-hmm.
Name it. Environment ports. Okay, so this is kind of does like a Docker run or a Podman run.
Yeah.
And then you're just giving it. I guess these are all command line options.
Yeah, that's so you don't do using any of the abstractions. You're just giving it the hard options inside of it.
Yeah.
And then that looks and that smells a lot like a Docker Compose.
Yeah, it does. It has that feeling of a Docker Compose.
Yeah.
So that's
what we want to do for the change detection one if we want to actually try to do that.
Yeah.
But let's run that first, just to actually see the container port and all that stuff show up.
So let's do containers. How about that? MKDR containers. And then in containers, we'll create. I want to run my own container.
Just do that container 2 first, the YAML, and copy that one in real fast, just to see it work. Because it looks like you can just run as many as you want. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it just takes whatever's in there. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So Docker 2, good latest 80. All right.
Do we need to kick Fetchit, or will Fetchit find it for us?
Oh, we'll find out. Ooh. Well, because I changed the config, so
yeah.
I don't know if I need to. So that's the question. If we have one of the engineers on, if I change the config, do I need to kick? Do I need to restart the service, or does Fetchit just run it? Basically rereads it every time it runs. So we don't know.
It looks like, according to Ryan, if you change the app color var web page, it changes the colors. So I'm assuming the configuration can be updated live.
Do it live.
Yep.
Let's see here. Go logs. Changes. So we'll wait the requisite 1 second, I guess. Okay, it's starting. It's kind of like watching water boil, right? Or paint dry a little bit. Yep. Yeah. What's really cool, so what I really wanted to do is the only thing I did to prepare was I created the VM and I read the doc a little bit, but I didn't actually try any of it, which I wanted like an honest experience of like how I would play with this. So
Hey, Christian, that's the
yeah.
point we're streaming.
That's
Isn't it
right.
Isn't that the reason why we decided to do this?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of like you sometimes you get into demo mode where
Oh
it's
yeah.
like everything needs to be and you practice it 20 times. Okay, it looks like I do need to kick it. Like this
Yep.
is like I don't
That's
see it.
easily more than a minute.
Yeah, and also it says no changes applied on this run.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like, or it feels like the Fetchit config that we've been messing with. Like if you're making changes, or if you're updating the YAML, it looks like you just need to restart the service here.
Maybe.
So now we wait. Oh, so this is cool. This is that's like the output of like the Docker pull.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like.
There we go.
All right. So if I do podman a PS, it's
Yeah, it looks
running.
good. Go to port 8080 on the machine real quick.
Oh wait.
Oh yeah.
CMD list all, I think. It's not open.
Ugh.
Okay. Let's do
Down.
what you said. System CTL
Firewall D. Stop firewall D.
yeah, stop firewall D. Well, what sucks about this is it still won't work because I think it needs to restart. But let's try it. Let's do host. Oh my god. Snake-i. There we go. And then you said do 8080 on the host. So let's do that.
That looks right. Nope.
Yeah, it does.
Try
It
9090 real quick. 9080. I can never. I might have gone it backwards. I never get it right. Yeah.
There we go. All right. Sweet. It's a Flask app. We love Flask. Sweet.
Yes, we do.
All right. That's cool. Let me add my container.
Cool.
A go blue green. Okay. Oh, app. I wish I knew what it was. Work. Yes. Okay. So that does exist. I just forgot what a.
Happens the best of us, man.
Yeah. We'll call this go blue green. App color. I don't think I have an environment. I don't need an environment. This might be like really boring. Import 8080.
You probably need a. Oh no, you have the version at the end of the image. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see here. 9080, 9081. Why not? Okay, git add. Go blue green. I need better commit messages than that in production, but since we're just testing, yeah. Logs. Right, and we did it every minute. It seems longer than a minute. I'm not sure if it's because we're streaming or if it. Well, it's not. It's every second. So it definitely, right? Because the first column in a cron is second, or is it minute?
Minute. It's minute.
It's minute. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm like every second. That seems way too often. It's every minute. You're right.
So gotta wait those 60 seconds.
Gotta wait those 60 seconds. So
there we go.
Yeah. Directory. There we go. All right. It's doing it.
You running user 1000?
Yeah, you're running. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
1001, I think, or 1000. Yeah. It's either that or 1000, 1001, one of the two. I never remember which one. I know enough not to run it as root. That's
There
what.
you go. Perfect. That's what I was going for. That was what I was going for.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like, and then these do Podman PS
That
for
looks
running.
good.
And then 1981. What was it? Got that one, and then we got. And there it is. That's my app. Yeah. All right.
So wait,
So
do you have a green option?
Yes, I do.
So change it to green real quick. I'm curious to see
Yeah.
how quickly that'll happen. Should be a minute, right?
Should be a minute. Should be another green. Git add, git commit, green.
So the reason why we're showing this is now, granted, he changed the version number, but the idea is because it checks against the SHA and the blob.
Yeah.
If you had a new version of main or version 1 or whatever, it will always make sure that one is the most up-to-date one.
Yeah.
Pulling down. So by him changing that version at the end, we're forcing it to change the SHA. But the idea is that now every minute it'll make sure it's the correct version, which means something like whatever app you're running will always make sure it's up to date. And it's not a lot to put in there. Like we've done this in less than an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Well, also what you know what I'm thinking about, like if you're managing a fleet of these, look at that. So the container
already done.
It's already done, right? I'd imagine like if you have, and it's green. And so
Nice.
So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I'm thinking about like a fleet of like I'm just like totally imagining like I mean you've seen the Chick-fil-A talk, right? Like I would imagine like if I had like if I was like I don't know, a restaurant or a store or whatever, and I had like a bunch of I don't know Intel Nooks out there running running something, right? And I needed like to make a change to all of them all at once. This is fantastic, right? Right, like I just made like one commit, right? Ideally, right, like you'll have like a workflow where like someone makes a PR and like you look at it, you have some sort of testing, but like I'm thinking about towards the end of the process where it's like, okay, I need to make a change, we're ready, I click merge, and then a minute later we all have that same version
wait,
of that
hold
app.
on. Yeah, so we pushed it against the okay, yeah, because then it would all check into the Git repo, see that the version changed, then it would pull it, and then it would update it across the fleet.
Yeah, so which is really cool. Which and also good. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it just is, right? Like this config could be different, right? So like you can doesn't have to check every minute, right? Like it could check every minute on this server, but on another server it can check every 5 minutes. Good or bad, that's just kind of just how it is. I think it's good that it's flexible that way.
Yeah, I mean, for a fleet though, you'd have to figure out a way to programmatically set all these up at some point.
Yes.
To get them, which is it's out of scope of this actual skill, but I mean, you could easily put together like an Ansible playbook or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like it just makes sure these configs are the same across all like VMs or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
This is
pretty
really
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. See here. Let's kind of look at all of them here.
So Ryan just posted something. He go to examples in the repository. Config-reload.yaml, line 5 to 7. You wouldn't have to kick the service.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at that. So it looks like instead of having the so this is actually makes it really cool because I was actually just about to read that. So I'm glad he brought it up, right? Like about the configuration reload. It looks like I don't have to have the configuration local. Right, like here we have it local at like the home directory config.yaml, but it looks like you could just host a config in Git, right? Actually, and this will be this is really cool because then you can
centralize
it.
Yeah.
So then that way you don't need another process let me open this in a new tab.
But this would also have to be public right now.
Yeah,
Right.
I would imagine so. Yeah,
Yeah.
or I mean, public and not necessarily public, but the systems need to be able to reach this Git repo somehow.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, very good point. Yeah, it could all
Yeah,
be 100. Yeah, very good point. I mean, it's
it
just
could all be like within their own,
yeah.
um,
Well, it's just a
LAN
YAML
or
file. It's
whatever.
just text, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's just a raw text file. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I imagine this could be just sitting on a web server somewhere. Like this is just raw YAML, right? It's
yeah.
just it's reading raw YAML, raw text. But it looks like you can have it the config sitting somewhere. So that's pretty cool. So
So if you
then
made a
yeah,
change
that
to that, wait, hold on. If you made a change to it, you'd have to kick Fetchit across your fleet though to read the new change to configuration.
well it says config reload. So it says here look at every 5 minutes and read the new
Oh,
config.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I guess that's right. Yeah. So we would just
You could
kick it
probably,
every 5 minutes to see that, hey, is this new? Hey, is this new?
hey, is this new? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of um I don't know if some of you or if you've seen GitOps Guide to the Galaxy with Hillary, who's hosting it now. She does like she always makes the "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?"
Yeah.
joke about it. I'm like, and this is essentially Um, so so like looks like there's other methods which is actually pretty cool. Ansible, I guess it'll just run the playbook on the host
Mm-hmm.
every however, which is pretty nice, pretty nifty. Um, raw files are cool. Are these? So I imagine are these? Oh, sorry, no. Raw target is the YAML. You give it a
Mm-hmm.
YAML, and it'll try to like mess with that, which is pretty neat. Um, Podman auto update. Not sure what this does. Auto update will look for an image updates with all Podman generated unit files that include auto update label. Oh, this is like beyond the scope of what I understand about Podman.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be nice to play. Systemd target is a method that will replace enable and restart systemd unit files. That's nice. So like looking at examples, systemd, I imagine they're just unit files that you want run. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like HTTPD looks like it'll run whatever systemd, which is funny because it's like, like you're using systemd to run Podman. It's like, why don't you just use the raw method? But it could be any. It doesn't have to be Podman. It could just be any systemd files. Looks like we use the file transfer, which is pretty neat. I have a question about that. I'm gonna come back to that we can test. The cube play. This is pretty neat. So I don't know if you've ever used Podman cube play before,
Nope. Never touched
but
it.
you can give Podman Kubernetes manifest, and it'll like run them as if they
Oh.
were in Kubernetes, but without having the need for Kubernetes. Um, so I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That you can. It's neat for like migration, right? Like if you are running like Kubernetes at the edge, and like
Mm-hmm.
you have all these YAML files, it's like just give it to Podman, and Podman can do Podman cube play. I think it's Podman play, no cube, Podman something help
Mm-hmm.
play. Okay, yeah, cube play a pod or volume based Kubernetes YAML. So you just give it. Also, this YAML is not formatted right.
No, it's not. That's actually really bad.
Yeah, this will break if you try to run it. So this is actually pretty cool. What I was wondering about the file transfer is it just files or like can I do directories?
Mm.
So like so like for
Like
example,
recursively a directory?
yeah, like recursive, yeah. So if I go to JJ and create a directory called foo, right? Will it create the directory? Does it
Mm-hmm.
have to have a file in there? Let's do both.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you have to have a file in there because of Git.
Yeah. You can do a .get keep file in there.
Yeah, Git keep. Okay. Let me see here. So then let's do logs, and then we wait the whole minute,
That's right.
and see if it creates that direct. I'm just wondering if it creates the directory. I think it's rsync based from what I read.
Well, then it'll definitely work.
But then it'll definitely work. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's rsync.
Wait, hold on. Is RF just going back to rsync again? That happened in
Yeah.
OpenStack. That happened in Cloud World.
Yeah.
Now we're just going back to rsync again.
Again, yeah. We'll just, you know what? It like just some technologies, right? They just so going to start target. It
Deploying
looks like
files right there. Yeah, deploying your
yeah.
file.
Up there.
Oh.
Let's log it. Let's see if it errored out or something. Okay, moved. Forget target. Fetchit demo. Okay. So then let's looks like it doesn't create a directory.
Oh.
It looks like it's just if there wasn't proof enough that this is a brand new server. Okay, tree.
You're
Tree.
right.
Yeah, it doesn't create it. Okay.
So it's just the file. Okay.
So it's just the files. Okay.
Put an issue
So
in.
the direct, yeah, yeah. So that, what is that? Is there? Oh, I like how. Hey, look, we're here.
Yay!
Yay! We contributed.
We
Yes,
did.
we contributed.
That's
awesome. Live contribution for
right.
those who are watching. Let me see here. Da-da. Let's do directories.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Oh,
2 minutes ago.
Oh,
Oh.
boo, Brian. Boo.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because we were just about to add it, and he did it. But yeah, that it'd be nice if it was like a true rsync, right?
Yes.
Like if it just like matched this directory structure.
Then that opens up so many conversations with Fetchit, right? Because
a lot of use cases there.
Exactly. Now you have a programmatic way to use Git to do desired state for your file system, file tree, which is that's a whole nother world. It's a whole
that's a whole nother world, and it kind of gets blurry a little bit with the Ansible because
you're not always like you can always granted Fetchit is a Red Hat project, but not everyone uses Ansible, right? Like people sometimes just want to dump files into places, and they're not going to write a playbook to do that. But
if exactly, because like I think the Ansible like way of doing it is kind of like using a machine gun for a housefly sort of thing, right?
Yep.
It's like sometimes, like you said, you just want to dump like a bunch of files in a directory, and you don't need that overhead, right? You don't need that. You don't need to run an entire playbook. You don't need to write an entire playbook for it. So, but yeah, that does open up like if I can do like a directory tree or something, that opens up a very interesting use cases, right? A whole another world of use cases. So that was so that's the kind of like one I wanted to test with file transfer is like I wonder if that'll work here. So to round this out, I don't know if you have a hard stop at 11.
No, like
okay, cool.
As I've said many times, we got our goal. So
we got our goal. Yeah, that's it. Now this is all cherry. Now I'm just geeking out at this point. We're getting it to work here. I want to try this cube plate. I want to try a few things actually, but maybe just the cube plate. But what I want to do is like the config reloader instead of like trying like kicking it each time. Maybe I'll do that another. Well,
no. Just push that config up to your repo.
You're right. Yeah.
And then just grab it from there. I mean, come on now.
Let's fetch it.
Quit yapping. Get
yeah. Quick yapping and get to typing here. Let's do. I'm just gonna create a directory called config.
Careful, that might be a tagline for us soon. quit yapping.
Yes,
start
yeah,
typing.
exactly. We'll put that on a t-shirt. Quit your yapping and get to typing. Let's call it this config.yaml. So let's just get the config.yaml. Why not?
Yep.
Unless I find a better word for it. Config reload. Although I don't know what that would be.
That's above target config. Oh, here, bring up that. Hold on, I have that example up. Hang on. Shit, where'd it go? Was it its own stanza? I think it was.
Is its own. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's so. My question is like, all right, I have this. This is the Git repo, right?
Oh, we got to
And this,
bootstrap this. Yeah, you're right. We got to like tell it, hey, use this one.
yeah. So like, I think, and if Ryan's still on, if I'm not mistaken, I'd do this here and leave this here,
Yes.
and then the actual config sits like this in my repo. This is what I'm assuming.
I agree. Let's try it.
So yeah, git add, git commit, remote config, push. All right. Let's go to my repo and then config and then view raw. That's the raw file.
Mm-hmm.
Then here, again, I'm assuming just put in that.
Yep.
And then kick it. And log. So here, config updates from URL.
Perfect.
Oh, it's cool that it backs up the
Yeah.
original one. I like that. It gets from the URL, and then this. Okay, all the apps are still running.
The Fetchit restarted 20 seconds ago. There you
go. Yeah, 20 seconds ago. Oh, so this is pretty cool. The Fetchit started 20 seconds ago because I restarted it. The other container, since there was no change, they didn't restart it, right? So this is kind of the what do they say? I can never pronounce it. I can only type it. Idempotent aspect of it, right? Like I don't need to change, so I don't do anything.
By the way, OM Sally just said, by the way, I think that's Sally, which is, hi, Sally.
Oh, hey, Sally O'Malley.
Yep. The config reload doesn't have to have a Git URL. And she says hi.
Oh, yeah. Hello. I imagine it's just, I could sit it on like a dumb web server, right? Like an Apache web server somewhere and point to it.
And it's a top level config.
Gotcha. Cool. Awesome.
So, unfortunately,
you know what?
Unfortunately, sadly, I can't pull your chat into
this
one. Computers are hard. But I am your voice for this stream.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. What I like, so what also like this opens up another, like I'm just thinking out loud now. So like I have wait, hold on. The IAM. Oh, interesting. Did it just replace it?
I think it did.
Where does it store it? Oh, it stores it as another separate config? Hold on, let's remove that and then
give it a minute. Literally.
Yeah. Literally give it a minute, yeah. Because like, so what I was thinking out loud before I got tripped up is that I wonder if you can have like a common config throughout like your fleet, and then only certain like snowflakes you have the common config plus some other stuff.
Oh, clever.
That's what I was thinking. Like that'd be cool to have like all the whole fleet gets this config, but like let's say you have like a
file transfer, a single file moves in
there.
Oh, I guess that wouldn't work. No.
Yeah. Like a single file transfer to like one here or a queue play on something else.
And Sally, I'm going to go ahead and read it, even though you said I don't need to. If you use the config reload, you need to include it in the config and any config updates as well. If you want Fetchit to keep looking for updates, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Tech on Fire, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while.
I think I broke it. Awesome. So I have to have it in both, is what she's saying, right? Like I have to have the config reload. The config reload, as well as the actual what I want the config to be. What I understand. But Sally's fix. There you go. What I understand.
And Sally said, "Yeah, keep it there."
Cool. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. So new target, and then a cat Fetchit config.yaml, and it's kind of there. Oops. Interesting. I'm sort of not getting this. Controller 2 identify, container 2 already exists. Okay, blah blah. It's doing something.
Yeah. Recute. That looks right.
Yeah.
Did what we expected, right?
What he expected. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Right, reload that. Figure reload, blah blah blah. I did want to try the cube play, is what I wanted.
You're gonna copy and paste that in, see if it works.
Yeah, let's do here.
Missed my joke.
It's
not gonna work.
It's not gonna work because of the. I mean, I know the indenting, but I was gonna just pick something from examples. If you do GitOps examples, my repo is the first one.
That's some nerd points right there.
I wanted like a card or something, or on a plaque. Let's do something simple. Something simple, and then I can't try mkdir kp for qplay, customize, build. Oops. This one is a welcome gates overlays. I have I may have to change the.
Wait, it wouldn't have any like it doesn't know about namespaces or anything, right? Like
Yeah,
skip all that stuff.
I would imagine so. Yeah. So let's try app.yaml, and then I'll just hack this here. I'll delete this. We don't need the namespace.
It spins up a kind cluster in the background.
What? Yeah, I know. Yes, I'd be impressed if it did, to be honest with you. So port, I want to. I think we're listening on. Let's just do.
Oh, and Sally says bye. She had to move on.
All right, Sally. Thank you for joining, Sally. This is awesome when we get engineers to help us hack. So I'm just going to assume this deployment. Okay. Git add, git commit, testing cube play. Okay. And I assume what I'm going to do. Big. All right. So for the cube play, we need to
give it the
cube. Okay. I think we can just copy pasta this. examples, and then my directory
Yeah, it's KP.
KP, I think so. Yep, KP app.
I'm paying attention.
All right, there was going to be a test later. So KP, and then this every second on
Wait,
main.
don't you need to do /app at the end, or did I miss that?
It just says target path.
So you can throw multiple YAMLs in there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You just throw like a different YAML for, I guess, or different manifests. Like you can have multiple apps, right? Like for app 1, app 2, app 3, app 4.
Yep.
I'll try that. That'd be cool. Git and let me see here. Qplay. So what I'm wondering is how this works. You've got YAML. So let's just do logs.
He hasn't pulled it down yet, right?
Yeah. So we wait the whole 60 seconds?
That's right. Possibly.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's right. We should have a counter somewhere on the screen.
I used to be good with OBS.
Yeah, exactly. Have an overlay. Exactly. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Fetchit demo. Raw.
See cube. Didn't call. Does it not output anything for cube?
No. Well, what's weird? Yeah, what's weird is that, and then maybe I'm not understanding this config is what it is. So like they have the config.yaml, which looks different than this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like anytime I add this, I get the config, I restart, and I do journal. Oops, not journal, logs. It doesn't like it.
Mm. Yeah, I don't like it how it doesn't say the cube either, right? Like it says that raw EX. That's the
raw
name,
EX. Right? It's cube EX, yeah, cube example.
Yeah.
So I'm not totally understanding, because like if I do config.yaml, oh, it's there. Okay.
Where's the logs? Yeah.
Raw X.
Where's cube in that? Oh, is it in the SHA? That's amazing.
Probably. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I can't even get the color. But yeah, it's probably in the SHA somewhere. Which is amazing, by the way. Oh. So let's see here. Let's do podman ps. Yeah, I don't see the app running.
Yeah, still doesn't run the app yet.
Again.
Close. We got close.
We got close. We did get close. I would say, we're like 90% there. Like there's probably like some like nuance like I'm missing, but I would definitely say.
I'd also say, like, if you're running kube manifest through Fetchit on your local Podman instance, there's another conversation we should be having with you.
Yeah,
what you're actually trying to do.
What are you trying to do? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's neat that it almost worked, but like I don't feel like this is the happy path use case. I really don't.
Yeah. I would definitely I would be just trying to understand your use case is what it is.
Yep.
And it looks like Fetchit is having trouble starting now.
Mm.
There's no logs output. I think I successfully broke it. I'm not sure.
Check journal real quick. Journal-x or whatever. See what's going on. That's not helpful. Oh, is that it? No.
Leftover process. Okay. There's no red. There's just fetch user service failed with exit code. Did I break it? I think I did.
Oh, there we go. Hold on. Oh, it doesn't like a license? Is that what I'm saying?
Oh, this is UBI.
Okay.
UBI saying that you are free to use it.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
so
close.
let's do. It's not logging anything right now, so let's do. We'll try to kick it one more time.
Cool.
Because if you do a podman, yes, Fetchit's there.
It's up 9 seconds ago.
I do podman logs. Let's just do this container ID for now. And it's just, revving up, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's probably something I'm doing wrong. I just don't know what. It's not entirely clear. What's not entirely clear is that include config reload. If neither exists, a restart of fetch pod is required to reload the hard configs. The second is to include config reload. So like, I don't know if I needed to put the config reload and the config or just the config reload in the YAML.
Looking at the example, they have under examples config-reload.yaml. They have config reload and then target configs.
So they have both, right? It looks like a config reload.
Which smells weird to me.
Which is weird, yeah. Like, why do I need? Like, I would think that locally, I should need to tell it locally where to get it remotely. Like,
exactly.
and then it should pull down the configs. So I'm not sure.
Because it would overwrite itself,
yeah.
right? As soon as you made a change,
yeah,
overwrite itself, and it would get in a weird state. Yeah.
So like, if I do this, so let me just delete that like this. This is how I understand how it should be, or like how I would think. Just the config reload.
And then cat out config or the repository /config.yaml for me real fast.
On Fetchit examples?
No. If you go your Fetchit demo config.yaml for me. The actual configuration.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. That's over here. Config.yaml.
Yeah. Okay. So then now remove that config reload at the top on that one for me.
On this one?
Yeah, and then push
that up.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
So to your point, right? Like maybe that's what's confusing it, is that it's like it's these two of them and it's retrying to do itself over and over. I don't know. Something weird.
Yeah, it's trying to like write itself over like a recursive thing.
Exactly. Because to your point, I only have the remote update. The remote's telling me to look for the remote, and the remote has just the configuration and nothing else inside of it.
That's how I assumed it should.
Agreed. Like that. Right. That seems like the right workflow, because then, as a downstream consumer of it, I only need to know about the upstream, and the upstream is inside of a Git repository that I make the changes to.
Yeah. That's how I understand it. Okay, so at least. Okay, so let's kick it.
Yep.
A lot of kicking of Fetchit today.
There's a joke there. I can't think.
I can't think of like later on Twitter. We'll figure it out.
It's true.
So it says here current config backup placed, and then config updates found from URL. Update config process restarting with new targets. Okay, so this is what I think should. be happening. Yeah.
Split it and bring up Podman Podman PS. Keep it up and split pod. Oh, this isn't a TMUX session, is it? Never mind.
No, that would have been smarter.
Ugh.
Let's do.
Disappoint me.
Right, that's right. So let's do Podman PS. Right, there's no.
No, there's still no. Yeah. Damn it.
The log. We're so close.
I know, right? Check those logs in the Fetchit container.
Yeah, this is the Fetchit container here.
Oh, it is? Oh, I thought that was.
Yeah.
I thought that was what should we call it? Damn.
Update config process restarting with new targets, and then this here.
Look at that. I guess the backup wouldn't matter either, would it?
Okay. So check this out. It just says config.yaml. And it overwrote the older one. It's just a config reload. And then it
removed
it overrid it.
Upload. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the workflow that we thought it was going to do is not.
Yeah.
You're right. You need that config reload inside the actual upstream.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I would think that's. I wouldn't expect that config for the remote. I would expect kind of like what we said before, is like the only config that's local is to tell you where to get the other config.
Exactly.
and that's all you get. Okay, so that's it. So that's interesting. All right. We put that.
We did actually get it to work once though, right? With the remote one?
Yeah, I got it to work once.
Yeah.
Probably by accident.
To go back in the video and actually see it.
Yeah, and actually see it, right? Yeah. And so yeah. I'd probably put something like that. Let me see here. No.
There's some closed ones. See, they're closed.
Config reload. Oh, are they?
No.
No, nothing.
Nope.
So there's nothing for config reload. Yeah, I would expect the config reload to work differently than it does.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's money right there, right? To your
That's
point
money. That is, yeah. It's just like, where do I write the check if
Exactly.
it works that way?
Exactly. Like
shut up and take my money. Yeah.
my fleet is taken care of. I don't have to worry about this because we've proven that Fetchit did exactly what we wanted it to do, especially on the edge, right? Like actually, this sounds like a good kind of wrap up of our stream. So when we drop the screen, we can talk about that. But so what we did was we proved that Fetchit did exactly what we were hoping, which is basically GitOps for containers on our local stuff. So on Edge working, that's great. But if we have a fleet of Raspberry Pis that are running sensors in my warehouse, I don't want to touch 95 of these little sensors. I want to make one change to update.
One change. Yep.
Exactly. So, all in all, I'm pretty happy with this. How about you?
Oh yeah, no, I'm impressed. I'm happy with it. It looks like even for because I think this comes out of the office of the CTO at Red Hat, and so even for like something that I would assume they would call it alpha, it actually feels pretty well baked. Like it already just feels really pretty well baked. So I'm excited to see how it evolves and how it progresses as they continue tinkering with it. So.
Absolutely.
I feel great. I feel this is something definitely already that could be useful just like already. So pretty awesome. Absolutely. Pretty awesome.
Can't complain, man.
Can't complain. That's exactly. I got to geek out and it worked out pretty well. So
absolutely.
Thumbs up all around.
So we have our next one, next little time together, already on the calendar, though I believe it's not a holiday, correct? We are skipping the holiday.
I believe so, yeah.
Unfortunately, I will not be here because I will actually be in Ireland.
There we go.
So maybe I can join from Ireland. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. So
I lied. Sorry. No, the 19th. The 19th is our next one. That's right.
The 19th. Yeah, so the 19th. That's probably one we have to skip. I will be at ArgoCon. I'll be up wheels up there. So we'll figure out which day we're coming back. I think the 26th is when we're coming back, but we might do the one before. We'll see.
That's fine. Fine. Well, and also don't forget these are also going up on your YouTube channels.
Yes,
where you can always watch these in the future. I guess yes, in the future.
Past.
Yeah,
future,
exactly.
Yes.
Time means nothing. Time means
Yeah, time's relative. Yeah.
But please, if you have any questions or thoughts, our Twitters are below, just right there.
Right here.
Reach out.
Yeah.
There you go. And we'll have some fun next time.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Yep. No. Later, everyone. Cheers.
I lost the mouse.